Hello everybody, welcome to Forza Italian Football outside the San Siro. It's me, Dov, and I'm joined by a special guest. It's Suhayl Al-Sammari, fellow Forza guy. How are you doing, Suhayl?
I'm doing alright, a bit tired, a bit cold.
Yeah, well you've had a crazy weekend, you've been everywhere.
I've been everywhere, yeah. I did the Rome derby yesterday, was at Juventus today, well Sampdoria, it's a bit of a shock there.
Yeah, so well, let's talk about this game first, because we both were lucky to be at the San Siro tonight to see Inter. One way of putting it. Well, yeah, that was one way of putting it. Inter, obviously, 2-0 winners. Icardi at the double as the headlines go. We kind of discussed this before we came on camera, that Inter are very functional. Yeah. I think that's something that it's kind of been the story for Inter all season. They're almost Spalletti-like in terms of they'll get the results, they get the goals and stuff, but they're not really playing any free-flowing, scintillating football, I don't think, anyway. And I think that this game was another kind of example of that, whereas they got the goals, but really you didn't see much from them, and from an attacking point of view anyway, I didn't think.
Well, yeah, as you say, it's very functional. I mean, anybody who'd seen Roma last season would probably say the same. It's at least with Roma, they did have sort of the threat of Salah that's making the difference. Yeah. But
well, this time Inter have got the threat of Candreva.
Yeah. Well, when you're looking for Candreva to put the crosses in, it sort of comes off sometimes. But like today, for example, he did put in a few decent crosses, but it's very, very functional. It's not something that's really going to catch your eye. Yeah. But it works. It works for them. They're getting the results. They're still keeping in pace at the top of the table.
Two points off Napoli at the top. Obviously, after Juventus were beaten earlier on today. I mean, you were there. It was 3-0 to Sampdoria up until the last 2 minutes or something.
I mean, Juventus were solid in the first half. I mean, they were quite unlucky not to have gone ahead. But the second half, Sampdoria were just so much more physical than them. They were just battering them. Torreira just ran the show completely.
He's been a revelation this season.
I was very impressed with Gaston Ramirez as well. I think Allegri, it seemed like the tactic was to put Pjanic on him, but Pjanic just kept losing his man. Gaston Ramirez had plenty of space in the middle, and from there, he's putting the balls in for Zapata. The strength that it was just.
Well, Zapata's a big. He's like a wardrobe.
He is, and I don't know, Chiellini and Rugani, they just weren't getting close to him, and he was just beating them in the air every single time. And when you've got the likes of Torreira ready to collect those flick-ons, then you're going to concede.
Yeah, no, exactly. So, that match obviously meant Inter could go second, and they did go second. And it's looking like obviously we're about a third way through the season now, and it's looking like we've got almost a 4-horse race at the top between Napoli, Juve, Inter, and Roma. And obviously Roma got a fantastic win in the derby yesterday, and they could actually go above Juventus as well if they win their game in hand. But that's against Sampdoria, so that could be difficult.
Far from a given, isn't it? But Roma, they're very much looking like Di Francesco's team now. I mean, they've moved away from the functionality of Spalletti. Yeah. I was very impressed with Roma yesterday. I think it's moving away from this reliance on Dzeko as well, which is quite nice to see, really. I mean, they do have the talent in there. You see Nainggolan just controls the midfield expertly. Yeah.
And even then they're so solid at the back as well, which is something that surprised a lot of people, because the Di Francesco, when he was at Sassuolo, obviously he was a disciple of Zeman. He was kind of swashbuckling and all attacking, and now he's went to Roma and he's created a solid defensive unit with enough attacking flair and ability that they're managing to kind of keep pace with the best teams in Italy, and they are becoming, or they are already, one of the best kind of solid teams in Italy. And you've seen that in the Champions League, for example, when they played Chelsea.
You just need to look at the way that they just took Chelsea apart, and I think especially in defence they've got the right balance, because Fazio is the aerial presence. He can take anything. Manolas has the pace, but then you've also got Kolarov and Florenzi, and they're always willing to get forward. So attack-wise, the defence contributes, but they're so solid at the back. And I think Alisson is proven to be one of the best keepers in the league this season.
Oh yeah, he has been fantastic. The clinic he put on, I think it was the first game against Chelsea in the Champions League, was something else. Yeah. It was brilliant. It was great to see.
I think he's really benefited from that season behind Szczesny last year, acclimatising to Italy, because Internacional, he was a really good keeper in the Brazilian league, but then it's a completely different standard of football. So I think he's really benefited from last season. deputising.
Definitely, I think so, and I think well, back to the San Siro, Inter obviously functional. Do you think they can keep this going? This kind of not playing well but getting results and doing just enough, or do you think this is something we're going to see the real Inter emerge?
I mean, is it going to be a typical Spalletti where they'll get so close but not close enough? You know, they'll keep it going. They'll have a sort of a poor spell just after Christmas, if Roma are anything to go by, and then it'll all come together again towards the end of the season when it's just a little bit too late.
No, there we go. We'll see what happens.
That's what I think might happen, but let's see.
We'll see. Let us know what you think. Leave a comment and all that. That's all you're going to get from us at the San Siro, because it's bloody freezing and it's time for us to go do other things. So thanks, Suhayl. It was good to see you. And there's nothing else left for me to say apart from arrivederci.
Arrivederci.